Hi, I'm really glad you arrived on this page because today is your day. You can save your marriage starting today, even if you're the only one who wants to. And it doesn't matter if you're feeling hopeless, rejected, angry, lonely, or betrayed. By the time you're done watching this video presentation, you're going to know exactly how to turn your marriage around starting today. Back to the dream marriage you had in mind when you first married your spouse. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the 3 deadly mistakes that destroy marriages and how you can avoid them. And before the end of the presentation, you'll also learn 3 priceless insights and marriage-saving strategies you can immediately use to save your marriage, even if you're the only one who's interested. I know it's a big promise, but I intend to keep it. The reality is, the longer you wait to implement positive actions in your marriage, the worse the marriage gets. The depth of conflict, the constant escalating arguments, and the emotional hurts that accumulate over time may damage your marriage irreversibly. So I want to urge you to watch this video till the very end. Your marriage deserves a chance. What I'm about to share with you will transform your marriage for good. The minutes you spend with me here will be the wisest use of your precious time, and that I can guarantee. So let's begin with a story about Aaron and Anna. Aaron and Anna have been married for 11 years, and they were ready to end it, to file in legal proceedings for a divorce. Truth is, it's been years since they've been happy with their marriage. There was much yelling, threats, and fights in the household. It became almost a daily thing. Small issues escalated to big arguments. There was no peace, just unrest and distress. They weren't sharing the same room anymore. Aaron moved to the guest room or was occasionally seen spending the night on the couch. They began to spend time away from each other, investing their time in different activities, and spending almost no time with each other. Both Aaron and Anna wanted love, respect, acceptance, and admiration, but neither felt it. Their marriage felt like an empty vessel. Realizing how far south their relationship had gone, they both attempted to change. They wanted to make their marriage work, but it never really got going the way they wanted it to. They went to marriage counselors, seminars, bought a variety of tapes and books, and even had their families intervene, but it didn't really change the state of their marriage. In fact, with the conflicting advice they received, it often made the situation worse than it was. It seemed as if they were stuck in a black hole, in that the longer they waited, the more of their marriage disappeared into the abyss of increasing confusion, anger, and resentment. They knew change was needed, and they were desperate to find a solution, but they just didn't know how. For a few years now, the glue that held their marriage together was their kids, as they felt obligated to give them a complete family unit. But the kids knew their parents' marriage had hit the rocks. It was obvious. And it was painful for them to see. They then started to lose hope, eventually leading both of them to seek a divorce as the pain was unbearable. Perhaps you can relate to this. You may feel that saving your marriage is an impossible feat right now, considering how far your marriage may have slipped away. But all is not lost. In fact, I'll confidently say that your marriage can still work and blossom to what it once was, or even better. How do I know this? Well, let me finish the story of Aaron and Anna. Actually, it was Aaron who started the process. While Anna was insistent on a divorce, Aaron downloaded Save Your Marriage Now and read it by himself. Anna eventually found out what was happening because Aaron seemed to change after consuming the priceless insights within Save Your Marriage Now. After some persuading by Aaron, Anna agreed to seek me out personally for further help, together with Aaron. We spoke for hours, and by the end of our session together, they decided to give their marriage one final push. They decided to work on their marriage using the priceless insights and marriage-saving strategies I had shared with them, suspending their disbelief for a few weeks at least. Within a short period of 4 weeks, there was a tangible and dramatic transformation in their marriage. There were no signs of any name-calling and destructive threats. There was no sleeping in the guest room or on the couch. There were no more painful arguments that led to days of unrest and hurt. Their previously dispassionate, sexless marriage began to transform into one that was passionate, loving, and intimate. Their 2 kids began to see the difference in their marriage and were overjoyed to see the changes in the household. The atmosphere in their home changed. It was previously lifeless, but now it was bustling with hope, joy, and happiness. And more importantly, the thought of getting a divorce was gone, replaced by a strong commitment to their marriage. So if you previously thought that your marriage was dead in the water, all is not lost. In fact, you can save your marriage and solve the problems and obstacles you face in your marriage rather quickly if you use the priceless insights I'm going to share with you today. Hi, I'm Dan Lee, a relationship restoration coach. I've been helping couples restore their relationships for years now. I started my journey trying to salvage my relationship that was in the dumps, and the thought of losing her was more than I could bear. I attended counseling, couples therapy, attended seminar after seminar, even bought books on psychology and relationship dynamics. I even hung out and observed friends and family members who had lasting, happy marriages. And I'm proud to say I did all of that, because in the midst of doing that, I started to change. I must say, not all of the courses I attended and counseling I'd experienced were helpful, but some of them were gems. I started to believe that a strong marriage and a lasting, loving relationship is possible. I started to believe that passion in a relationship doesn't have to fade away into the abyss. I then started to document what I'd learned, working it gradually into my relationship, and I've seen it grow into a fulfilling one. These marriage and relationship-saving nuggets are what I term now to be priceless insights. My relationship that was filled with anger, arguments, and lack of passion was gone. I began to learn and enjoy what a really passionate and loving relationship meant and how it felt to be in one. I began to see the power of the priceless insights I had, and so did my friends. Slowly they began to demand that I help them with their troubles. Using the priceless insights I've taught them, my friends were able to salvage their marriages, experience a 180-degree turnaround, and eventually making their dream marriage that was previously so elusive a reality. But why keep these priceless insights to just myself and my friends, I thought. Surely this discovery could help many couples restore their marriages, even without me being there physically to help them. Considering how grim the statistics are on divorce, with more than 50% of marriages ending in divorce, I considered it my mission to help as many marriages as I can. This is why I decided to package these priceless insights into a program so that anyone with marital or relationship problems would be able to save their marriages and not have to wander around hopelessly for a solution. And the great news is, relationships that are troubled by after affairs, deception, resentment, unforgiveness, midlife crises, bankruptcies, and even total loss of passion can be salvaged. I've seen these troubled relationships come back to life with these priceless insights and marriage-saving strategies, and I'm certain that yours can be too. Like I promised earlier, here are the 3 deadly mistakes you must avoid in your marriage to have it stand a chance of recovering. Deadly mistake number 1, making mountains out of molehills. Most couples argue and fight on a daily basis, and usually the issue of the arguments is small and inconsequential, what I term as molehills. It takes 2 to create an argument, and when a small issue is reacted to with a raised and angry tone of voice, the spouse will feel defensive, leading to a fight or flight response. What happens is an escalation of the fight, leading to a grave argument that could last for days or even weeks that no doubt causes severe damage to the marriage. So from now on, when you face some disagreement on a small issue, such as where to have lunch and other things, remember to keep the small issue in its place and don't make mountains out of molehills. Deadly mistake number 2, making threats to get divorced. This is another deadly mistake. When a spouse makes a threat to get divorced or an ultimatum to walk out from a marriage, this signals that the marriage could end at any time. This leaves the other spouse to be extremely vulnerable and insecure. When that happens, the trust and security of the marriage fades away, eventually leading to the countdown of the actual divorce proceedings. So keep in mind, never threaten your spouse with getting a divorce. It's extremely fatal to a marriage. Deadly mistake number 3. Believing that just time alone can heal a marriage without taking any action. Some couples believe that a marriage in trouble can be salvaged by giving it time to heal without taking any further positive actions to bring the marriage back on track. That's a fatal error. Time alone will never solve a marriage in crisis. In fact, leaving the hurt and the damage in marriage to fester, unattended, is a surefire way to destroying a marriage. What works is the combination of some space and time to reflect on the marriage, combined with the positive actions to proactively save the marriage. So knowing the deadly mistakes and how to avoid them is not enough to save your marriage. What's important is the proactive execution of the priceless insights I mentioned earlier to make your marriage turn around completely. And here are the 3 priceless insights for a successful marriage I'd like to give you for free today that took me years and thousands of dollars to learn. Treat it with respect and put it to good use in your marriage starting today. Priceless insight number 1, the partnership mentality. The key reason why marriages fall apart is the absence of this very element, the partnership mentality. Most marriages that fail are ones where each spouse works as an individual, makes a decision based on what will be the best for them, while not taking into much consideration the impact it has on their spouse. Instead, I fully endorse the new paradigm of the partnership mentality. This is where both spouses act as a unit, always looking to benefit the us or we, to act as a closely knitted partnership that always looks out for the other partner. It's especially important to apply the partnership mentality when making big decisions that affect the marriage, such as career change, relocation, time allocation, and more. It's a simple and extremely powerful concept, but so many couples do not operate with this mentality. As a result, differences and arguments abound, and there is an absence of unity in the marriage. So how can you begin applying the partnership mentality into your marriage right now? Priceless insight number 2, give more to receive more. How would you feel about a person who seeks to take, and take before they decide to give? On the flip side, how would you feel about a person who gives, and gives before even thinking of receiving? While marriage is a balance of giving and receiving, the act of giving first always helps a marriage. Better yet, giving out of love with no expectations fills the love bank account with huge deposits. And before long, you'll see a wonderful response of reciprocation from your spouse. So begin to think in terms of giving first, because giving more love to your spouse doesn't lead you to losing love. In fact, it leads to you getting more love from your spouse. Ask yourself today, what valuable gifts of love can I freely give my spouse without any expectations? Priceless insight number 3, seek to understand first. Ever experienced interacting with someone who has absolutely no understanding of who you are, and even worse, not interested to even try? Yet they begin to ask you for favors and gifts, demanding that you pay attention to their needs and to understand them. How would you react to that person? The truth is, most marriages in crisis operate in a similar way. The lack of understanding in marriage creates a huge void in the marriage, leaving the couple unfulfilled because their individual needs are not met. Their love bank is in severe deficit. That's because their spouse has not really taken the time to understand them emotionally, intellectually, and sometimes physically. You can begin to reverse this process by simply asking yourself this question: how can I best understand how my spouse is feeling and thinking? How can I meet my spouse's needs that makes him or her feel understood and loved? Just simply asking those questions will set you in the right frame of mind, and your attitude and actions will reflect the changes in your mind. You'll be surprised how that can really make major shifts in your marriage. If you start practicing these priceless insights in your marriage right away, even without your spouse's cooperation, you'll notice a profound change in your marriage almost immediately. Give it a try, because you have nothing to lose but a marriage to gain. This is just a fraction of what I teach in the Save Your Marriage Now program. Within this program, you'll learn my full system on how to save your marriage starting today to create a better marriage that's more fulfilling than ever before. It's the most comprehensive, step-by-step system available online. And it's packed with instantly actionable, priceless insights and marriage-saving strategies to begin the process of recovery and marriage restoration. Here's a partial list of what you'll learn. My complete list of priceless insights for a successful marriage and a strategy guide on how to receive the full benefits of each priceless insight. 5 keys to a magical marriage: what they are, why they're the keys, and how you can properly apply them to create a magical marriage starting today. How to handle severe conflicts in a relationship. Secrets to negotiating and working out problems before they escalate to severe conflict. Common marriage killers and how to overcome them. Yes, there are real marriage killers that combined account for most divorces. Understand them and never let it affect your marriage ever again. How to create meaningful and lasting intimacy in your marriage. Learn this to create a sizzling and romantic atmosphere with your spouse. How to overcome anxiety and depression in marriage. Most couples are depressed or anxious because of prolonged marital troubles. I'll teach you how to overcome them quickly and effectively. How to reignite and keep the passion alive with your spouse. If you feel that your passion with your spouse has gone forever, this will be your turning point. And better yet, use these lessons and you'll not lose the passion ever again. What does a woman want in a marriage? What does a man want in a marriage? I'll cover that in specific detail so you'll be equipped with understanding to serve the needs of your spouse and rebuild your marriage fast. Dangerous myths of marriages. I'll bust them wide open so you'll never fall for them ever again. Knowing these myths will set you free from the shackles of unfulfilling marriage and devastating problems in marriage. The 5 stages of marriage crisis. There are 5 distinct stages of a marriage crisis, and they aren't the same at all. I'll teach you what the common characteristics of each stage are, how to identify each stage of the marriage crisis, and how to deal with each in the best way possible to stand the best chance of saving your marriage. How to deal with the emotions of anger, resentment, betrayal, and 3 other debilitating emotions that accompany a failing marriage. Learn this and you'll be better equipped to deal with your marriage crisis and stand a great chance of saving your marriage. The 1 fundamental cornerstone of any marriage. I'll share this 1 cornerstone in full detail, why it's the cornerstone, and how to properly construct that in your marriage to make it rock solid. Most marriages fail because of an absence of this 1 fundamental cornerstone. This is worth the price of this whole course. How to deal with a marriage blemished with affair. I'll teach you strategies that work to overcome the affair that happened, and strategies to cope and heal from it. Then you'll learn how to recover from that affair and learn from it to build a lasting affair-proof marriage. How to deal with common marital obstacles, including sex, money, and health. How to make your spouse forgive you and give you a chance, even when you've done something really bad that you thought terminally damaged your marriage. The secrets to attracting your spouse once again and make him or her go crazily attracted to you like when you first began dating. How to transform your relationship with your spouse using unconventionally effective methods I've learned from observing my role models. How to make your spouse stop filing for divorce not because he or she is forced to, but because your spouse feels that your marriage deserves a chance to survive and thrive. How to get your spouse to start wanting you back in your marriage, even if your spouse is closed off and resistant to the idea of being back together. This tutorial alone is worth the cost of this entire program. How to begin saving your marriage, starting 1 minute from now. Save Your Marriage Now is an instantly downloadable program online for your total convenience. How to create, craft, and have the marriage of your dreams. The one you've fantasized about and had great hopes for, and to know that it's totally possible for you. The good news is, you're only 1 minute away from gaining immediate access to all of my top secret priceless insights to save your marriage beginning today. But who's this for? It's for anyone who wants to restore and save their marriage. It's for anyone who has a spouse who wants a divorce or is filing for divorce. It's for anyone who feels the passion and love in their marriage is dying. It's for anyone who wants to attract their spouse back into a loving, passionate relationship. It's for anyone who wants to recover from an affair. If any of the above is what you're experiencing, Save Your Marriage Now is the perfect solution for you. I've designed this program specifically for those who want a proven and fast solution towards the recovery of their marriage. A word of warning about marital therapy. If you think that the Save Your Marriage Now program is the same as marital therapy or marriage counseling, you're sorely mistaken. Marital therapy is not an effective way of saving a marriage. Statistics show that 50% of couples who are in marital therapy eventually get divorced. That's the average divorce rate in America, which means there is no difference whether you go to a marriage therapist and counselor or not. 75% will have no measurable change in their marriage. Only about 10% of the couples demonstrated positive change. The reason marital therapy doesn't work is because they operate on a broken model for relationships. It's based on meeting the needs of the individual, not the couple. It never takes the partnership mentality into consideration, and this leads to couples having an even bigger chance of feeling emotionally isolated from their spouses. The Save Your Marriage Now program is designed with the partnership mentality in mind. It's based on key fundamentals of a healthy, loving marriage, and is not based on the broken model of marital therapy. Now you may be wondering, how much is Save My Marriage Now going to cost? Let me begin by telling you this. It's a whole lot less than a divorce. The average divorce in America costs more than $20,000. If you own a business or have several investments in property and such, it could easily soar to 6 figures. Think about how your financial life will change as a result of having a divorce. A wedding would typically cost in excess of $20,000 too. And if you spent that much to get into a marriage, wouldn't it be worth saving? Even a phone call with a divorce attorney will cost more than $500 for an hour of his time. Also, if you were to engage a marriage counselor, which in most cases are not effective in saving marriages, 1 hour of his time would probably be $300. Conversely, how much is your marriage worth to you in the light of what you stand to gain in a blissful, passionate, loving marriage? How much is an intact family with both parents in a loving marriage worth to the happiness and future of your kids? For many, the value of a happy and fulfilling marriage is priceless. And yet the price for my full, step-by-step Save Your Marriage Now program is less than a dinner for two in town. You'll see it below, and the price will definitely shock you. I would have charged nothing for the program, as it's a labor of love for me. In fact, I consider it my mission to help save marriages and to help as many married couples as I possibly can. But the reality is, there are tangible costs in the distribution of this product, and I need resources to further perpetuate the priceless insights and marriage-saving strategies within the Save Your Marriage Now program, which will continue to help marriages for decades to come. So I've taken the liberty to make the price as affordable as possible, so that it can benefit anyone who needs it. And if you think that's awesome, here's more. When you sign up for the Save Your Marriage Now program, you'll also get these high-value bonuses at no cost to you, designed specifically to turbocharge your marriage restoration. Bonus Module Number 1, Secrets to a Frictionless Marriage. Most marriages are plagued with arguments, fights, and lack of peace. The worst thing is coming home from work, only to enter another war zone with your spouse. I have a really good solution for you. I'll teach you all I know about creating a marriage that has no real arguments or disagreements. Instead, everything will go smoothly, and your spouse's emotions will always be under control and in harmony with yours. It takes some work, but once you apply the principles I'm going to reveal, it won't be long before you see the tangible results in your marriage. Bonus Module Number 2, Powerful Communication Strategies for a Fulfilling and Happy Marriage. Many marriages are torn because of one crucial element, the lack of ability to understand each other and to communicate in the right manner. Even with couples who are well skilled in the art of communication, whether at work or with friends, find marriage communication a different beast altogether. The reason is because communication with your spouse is not about expressing your individuality and your ideas effectively. It's an entirely different discipline. In this bonus module, I'll show you powerful communication strategies you can use right away in your marriage to bring about an open, honest, fulfilling, and happy marriage. Bonus Module Number 3, Romantic Date Ideas and Strategies to Rekindle the Spark in Your Marriage. If the spark in your relationship has dwindled over the course of your marriage, this will be the exact tonic you need. When the spark is reignited and the flame of passion is burning brightly, restoring and saving your marriage together with your spouse will be a lot easier and quicker. In this bonus module, you'll learn the most effective strategies and romantic date ideas you can use to rekindle the spark in your marriage. It'll be easy to implement, and you'll feel a much closer connection to your spouse. All of these high-value bonuses will be made available to you when you invest in the Save Your Marriage Now program today. Now, you may ask, what if this program doesn't work for me in my situation? All I have to say is, trust in the process. It's been proven to work time and time again in a whole variety of situations. The priceless insights and marriage-saving strategies I'm about to teach you are based on the key fundamentals of a fulfilling and happy marriage. And if you have any worries about the product or have any questions, simply send me an email. Remember, I'm here to support you every step of the way to help save your marriage. In any case, I'm willing to take all the risk by offering you a risk-free guarantee for 60 days. Enroll in the program, dig through all of the materials, and put it into action. If you aren't happy for whatever reason, just send me an email requesting a refund, and you'll get every single penny of your money back, no questions asked. To make it a no-brainer for you, you'll get to keep all of my bonuses and products as a thank you for giving the Save Your Marriage Now program an honest try. And you know what? I like it that way. Maybe it's my upbringing, but I personally don't think I should get paid 1 red cent unless you get a lot more out of me than you put in. I should only get paid when you achieve the results, and that's only by you successfully saving your marriage. I want you to imagine for just a moment how you'd feel if you knew your spouse will always be by your side, to love you unconditionally, to appreciate, admire, and respect you. How you'd feel if you knew your spouse only loves you and no one else. How you'd feel to be in a marriage that's frictionless, with no drama, painful arguments, or threats. How you'd feel to be in a marriage that's full of passion, intimacy, joy, and openness. How you'd feel having a spouse who's always understanding, supportive, honest, and committed to you. Look, 3 months from now you could still be sitting there feeling miserable about your marriage and wondering why it's falling apart despite your best efforts. Wondering why your spouse is not responding to you and is insistent on filing for a divorce. You could face the prospect of your family being broken in two, leaving your kids vulnerable and their future in doubt. Or you can take the better option and use this program to completely turn your marriage around from the wreck it was to a secure, loving, and passionately intimate relationship with your spouse, resulting in a healthy and secure marriage that lasts forever. It's entirely your choice, and I hope you make the right one. Now, your window of opportunity is closing faster than you think. Statistics prove the longer you wait, the higher the chance of your marriage ending in divorce. And that may be the kiss of death for your marriage, and the kiss of death for the family you tried so hard to keep together. That's exactly why you have to take action now by investing in the Save Your Marriage Now program. You owe it to yourself to give you and your spouse a chance of being in a loving, intimate, and passionate marriage, and to assure that your marriage is safe from danger no matter what the circumstances and obstacles you face. I've taken on the risk here myself. I've shown you the system that has helped many couples save their marriage using the best practices possible. Now, all you have to do is click the Add to Cart button and trust the feeling in your gut that this will work for you. With such a generous offer and so much guidance, you owe yourself and your spouse a chance to save your marriage. So please, don't hesitate. I promise you, it'll be worth at least 10 times the amount you invested and much more. What do you stand to lose if you decide to try this program out today? You've waited long enough. It's time to take the positive action your marriage deserves. You've got a marriage to save and nothing to lose. Just believe and it will come true for you. So click the Add to Cart button now to begin the process of saving your marriage today. I'm honored that you've spent this time with me. I'm Dan Lee, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.